Hey, it's Amy. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about what not to wear running edition. I don't know if anyone else but me watched what not to wear on the, I think, TLC channel, but I used to love that show and I thought it would be a really fun thing to do or spoof for today's video. But of course running clothes, not lifestyle clothes. So if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. So let's talk about what not to wear running edition. This video's intention is not to make fun of anyone, but I just wanted to share some helpful suggestions of things that might not be the best to run in, or just do anything athletic in. The classic hoodie and sweatpant combination. We all have it. We all have those wonderful hoodies. This is my high school hoodie, which I won't say how old it is. Oh look, class of 08. But yes, the amount of times I have seen people, especially in Toronto, wearing this huge hoodie and even sweatpants to go with it is just mind-blowing how many people. I'm sorry, I just die of heat every time I see a runner wearing this huge sweater. I get it, it's cold outside and you want to be warm, you don't want to be chilled, but you warm up like almost instantly after running or just moving your body. I've even raced in one of those zip-up Aeropostale sweaters, so I am in no place to judge. However, there are much better things and more breathable clothing articles that you could wear on your run. Please. I did some research and the typical sweatshirt or sweatpants are made out of this cotton fleece material. So then I looked into what typical running clothes are made out of, and they're usually nylon or polyester, not typically cotton. Nylon and polyester are more breathable, sweat wicking, and just odor resisting just material. Cotton tends to retain moisture and just suck it in and doesn't let it breathe or escape. So yes, wearing your sweater might feel great initially, but it will trap in the heat and keep all the moisture in, and you could even get overheated or chilled if it's a cool day and the wind comes in. So something else that you could wear instead of your big, fuzzy, warm, comfy sweater that would best be worn at home after your run is a zip-up sweater or just layers in general. Layers are just your best friend when you go for a run, and it's always a good idea to dress at least 10 degrees cooler than it actually is outside. So I would be like, if it's say 10 degrees Celsius outside, I would probably still wear a short and t-shirt or even a singlet. If it's 0, depends, but you don't want to overheat. So layers, especially investing in like a base layer, a merino, especially in the winter, or just some sort of sweat wicking material to go underneath layers is awesome. And then my favorite thing is wearing half zip sweaters. And you can like zip it up when you first get out, and then when you get warm and you can undo the zipper and let some of the heat out. Honestly, all I wore in the winter was like a base layer, maybe sometimes a t-shirt, this, and like a light thin jacket in the dead of winter. Like, just layers are key for running. And you could also take a layer off if you get too warm, so that's always a great thing. The bulky sweater is harder to run with. Same with sweatpants. I feel like I would chafe so badly in sweatpants and it would get so sweaty and heavy, and they're so thick. Like, I used to wear sweatpants, I used to wear thicker yoga pants, like the thick Lulu tights. I love them, but then they would just get so sweaty and heavy and just not comfortable on my run. So yes, as I said, save your sweatshirt and your sweatpants for after your run to cozy in, especially if it's a little cooler outside. But please don't run in it. Your cotton athletic socks. I know everyone, or I've had many pairs of these Puma athletic socks you get at Costco in a pack, and I do love them. I wear them all the time, but it's just not a good idea to run in these socks. You think that they say athletic socks, that they'd be good for athletic things, but I looked up and what these socks are made out of is, let me see, 65% polyester, 25% cotton, nylon, and spandex. So again, polyester is typically used for athletic stuff, but There's cotton in this, and I don't know if you've ever worn these socks, but my feet get really sweaty in them in the summer, and they're just not very breathable. Running specific socks, yes, they're kind of expensive, but they're totally worth it. If you've ever gotten a blister from wearing these socks, and yes, I definitely have, blisters are the worst, and they hurt and they take forever to heal. I love the brand, especially Stance running socks. They're, again, not cheap, but they are the best. They're like literally all I wear. They have reinforced toes, they have specific right, right fitting for your feet, and they're just breathable and durable. They have the arch band kind of support. Anyways, they're just really great, and the most important thing is that they're breathable. I've worn them, especially like the thinner ones, I've worn them in the dead of heat and I've never got a blister, so that's pretty important to me. So if the material of your socks don't release the sweat or are breathable, then you're gonna trap all that moisture in and you'll definitely get blisters, or eventually you will, especially if you're doing slightly longer runs. As I said, running socks can be a bit pricier, but I often find that the Stance socks I can wear maybe a couple times because they're just sweat wicking and they don't smell as much, but I guess it's all personal, but I can get a couple wears of them. And running socks last much longer when you don't put them in the dryer. I always hang everything. I hang like all of my running stuff to dry and regular clothes. I just find the dryer hard on things, but that's just me. Your Converse, Keds, or 10-plus-year-old running shoes. These may look pretty sweet, but I just like my feet hurt just thinking about running in these shoes. I've done a few videos on running shoes and I'll have them in the description below, but running companies have spent thousands upon thousands of dollars investing in making the best shoe that will fit runners, help them prevent injuries, and just, yeah, be durable, and just making the best shoe out there. When I was working in person at a running store, the amount of times people came into the store, like my feet started hurting after I was running, and I'm like, well, what shoes are you running in? And they're like, oh, these shoes I've had for 10 plus years. And I'm like, that's probably why. Even the most expensive, high quality shoes on the market will eventually break down over time. That's just shoes. The midsoles will break down, even if you just use them sparingly, like they will eventually break down. I get it, running shoes can be very pricey. But if you think about it as investing in your health and being active and able to move, and if it will help you get out of the door to run, then it's worth it. And also, if you think about how much chiro and physio appointments are, they're basically like maybe half or sometimes a pair of running shoes. And if you get injured and have to go frequently, then might as well have gotten a new pair of shoes to start with. I'm not promising that you'll stay injury-free and get no injury, because running is a repetitive sport, overuse kind of thing, but investing in 1, 2, if you're lucky, 3 pairs of shoes to alternate between is just an awesome thing you can do, especially if you're running every day back-to-back runs. But yeah, I get it. If you're just getting into running, it's really scary to invest like almost $200 in a pair of running shoes. So if you want to get a pair of shoes that you can run in and walk in, then that's a good idea too, because you have to walk, and walking's good for you, running's good for you. It could be just, maybe it could serve 2 purposes. You might wear through it a little quicker, but honestly, having the right pair of shoes is just such a game changer, and I cannot stress it enough, having the right fitting pair of shoes for yourself. Some people need stability shoes, some people are fine with neutral shoes. You might need some more cushioning if you're doing longer runs, or if you're doing speed workouts, there's some really fun shoes. So there's so many shoes out there, so talk to your local running store. I'll have a link to one in the description below, and look at the shoes. You can talk to somebody. It's so helpful. So please, don't run in Converses or Keds. I beg you. Race shoes for your easy run shoes. Again, my colleagues and myself have seen this many times of people wearing a sweatshirt, sweatpants, and a bright pair of Vaporflies or Alphaflies, just going for an easy jog. I just can't. I can't even imagine just that thought. So much money being used for easy run shoes. I strongly believe that race shoes are for race day, or for speed workouts when you've retired or not using the specific shoe for your race day. I'll do one more marathon in my Vaporflies and then I'll just use them for speed workouts. I get it though, these shoes are so cushioned and comfortable, and it's just like so addicting to run in a plated shoe with especially ZoomX foam that Nike uses. It's just the best. However, they have a very stiff carbon plate in the midsole. This is awesome for getting that snappy return for speed workouts and race day, but it's kind of hard on your joints, the stiff plate. And if you just run back-to-back runs in a stiff plate, you're putting a lot of strain or extra strain on your joints. I also find that speed shoes, you don't really get the full benefit, or they're not as comfortable running in a slower pace. And again, everyone's pace is different, but I find they really shine when you're trying to get a quicker turnover, your cadence a little quicker, when you're trying to run fast. Or just walking in these shoes. Again, I've seen people just going for a walk in these shoes. Like, these shoes are $330 Canadian and the Alphaflies are $365. Like, I'm sorry, that's a lot of money just to go for a nice little stroll outside or just going for an easy run. Like, I'm gonna save these for race day or just when I really want to run fast in workouts. And they're not designed to be an everyday trainer. Like, they don't have as much durable outsole because they're making these shoes as light as possible. Like, they will last, but this is gonna break down. And they have other shoes on the market, like even by Nike or other shoe companies, that are designed specifically for easy long runs. They have similar stack height, but they have a more durable outsole. Save your investment and use these for speed, race shoes, but also it's really good idea to give your body a break from a carbon plate. Again, it feels so good to have a carbon plate as it makes running easier, and that's what it's supposed to do, but it's just a little hard on your body. So if you don't want to get injured or just to help prevent injuries, you can run in a plated shoe, but just not every single run. I'm not saying you have to go break the bank and spend all your money on this fancy running clothes, but if you're just getting into running or you're just money savvy, go peruse the sales sections. You would often find in the sales sections of stores like really good quality clothing, but just it might be last season's model. This could be a good way to find what you like the fit of, what works for you, and is running specific. Then when you get addicted to running, as I know you will, and as I am, you will, slowly, or you can go for a shopping spree, whatever floats your boat, but you can slowly start adding specific or key pieces to your wardrobe. As I mentioned, the base layer for winter. This is huge. I love the Tracksmith merino one. I'll have the link in the description below for the one I love. And having a good pair of running shorts that won't chafe and that are breathable and light and just really fun to run in. That's huge. Having a good breathable pair of tights from Nike. I love New Balance. They are really, really comfortable to run in and breathable. They're not gonna get heavy and just wet and just, not fun to run in. Investing in a half zip, you will not regret getting a half zip. And this is the Nike one, the dry fit material, and I have two. I have two of these and I love them so much. Just try to avoid hot, chafy cotton material. That's just all I ask. If you're just getting into running or been running for a while, I hope you find these tips helpful, and don't worry, if you fall into the categories that I mentioned, I totally get it. We all done it. If you like this video, tap that thumbs up button. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you next time.